Hey, Wixman Ray, also known as Weatherman Ray. Welcome to another edition of our daily weather updates. Sometimes we don't do it every day, but most of the time. All right, it is Friday, TGIF. Um, I'm glad it's Friday. I got the whole weekend off. That's great. So today's April 10th, 2026. It's approximately 9 p.m. Central Time. That's 7 p.m. on the West Coast, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So it's evening for most of us, and getting to be night out on the East Coast there. So here we go. So we're looking at our infrared or our IR. IR is just the acronym for infrared satellite image. This measures the cloud top temperatures. So, like the reds and oranges you see, that's colder cloud tops. That means the tops of the clouds are much higher in the atmosphere than, say, these greens and yellows. And then the stuff that's grayish and whitish, that's even lower. So, yeah. Although sometimes when it's like a thin high cloud, the ground underneath it will kind of wash it out. I can't remember the technical term right now, but it blends with the the warmer temperatures on the ground sometimes when it's real thin, and so you don't get a real accurate depiction on the cloud tops when it's like this thin cirrus, like this kind of stuff down here. Um, this kind of stuff. So anyway, so that's what's going on right now. So it's pretty active across the West. We've got some showers and thunderstorms across a good portion of Northern California, at least the northwest part of Nevada, up into parts of Idaho, and even Oregon. So, and then it's kind of showery from Washington, Montana, all the way through all the northern Rockies into the southern Rockies, especially across New Mexico. There's a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity. Got some a little bit stronger storms across southwest Kansas, western Oklahoma, West Texas. So, and then we've got this frontal boundary. You can kind of see it's kind of like this. So it's running from the northeast, and this is mainly just rain back in through here. Kind of more showery as you get across Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and southern Illinois into southern Missouri. Um, this stuff was thunderstorms over there, but it's dying down. The stuff across Oklahoma and parts of Arkansas there. Elsewhere, this just looks like some mid and low level cloud across Texas. There was some showers down there earlier today, but it looks like it's starting to die off. Pretty quiet across Florida now. They've gotten rid of all that rain activity for the most part. Pretty nice across the southeast. Looks like a little disturbance going across the Gulf there. So, yeah, and pretty clear up across the northern part of the country, the Great Lakes into the northern plains here a little bit. So behind that cold front, that's where the chilly air will be for tonight and tomorrow, or at least part of tomorrow. Okay, so that's enough said about the satellite. So we'll take a look. We'll start out here in the middle of the country. So yeah, you can see some. So you see these yellows and oranges. That's indicating of some heavier rainfall, likely some thunderstorms. In fact, Clovis, New Mexico, is reporting a thunderstorm. That's what this red symbol right there. That's what it is. So there's probably some thunderstorms in this embedded in these showers. Some showers. Maybe there might be a few lightning strikes in this stuff across New Mexico. I mean, we have a few storms. Maybe this could be a thunderstorm out here in this part of Oklahoma, but mostly showers, becoming more isolated. A little bit of activity out here in Kansas. Um, can't rule out maybe a lightning strike or two, but it looks like it's mostly just showers. Some rogue stuff up here over northeast of Missouri. And this is along the front, just real spotty showers um, all the way through southern Ohio, parts of Kentucky, and even West Virginia, and then back. A little more, it's a little more A little bit more rain as you get up into Pennsylvania. It looks like some moderate bands going through that part. What's that? Williamsport, Pennsylvania, that area. So a little more rain as you get up towards the northeast here, towards Syracuse, Watertown, and even along the front here, approaching Albany, and then up into Vermont, and New Hampshire, and even Maine. Looks like we got some upper 30s in the northern part of Maine, otherwise 40s, 50s, and 60s. A little chilly back here, and Syracuse is only 42, so it's a little nippy out there tonight. South of the front, yeah, it's in the 50s, not too bad. 48 at JFK, I guess the water's still a little bit cooler as the winds are coming off the water there. And then we got some 50s and 60s all the way down to the southeast. Pretty nice in Florida, a little bit of clouds here and there, but 60s and 70s tonight out there at 10 o'clock. And looks like, yeah, there's a few showers still across Texas. It looks like that might have been thunder earlier, but yeah, so that's just some low-topped showers, it looks like. And we already covered that 89 in Phoenix. Vegas is 80, so nice night. If you're out there on the strip and want to watch a show or do some gambling or just have some fun. Looks like there might be some showers, although it may not be reaching the ground out there. It could just be virga. Looks like we got some real isolated, scattered showers here in California. A little more numerous as you head north of, say, San Francisco. Relatively warm though, 50s and 60s, 70s through the valleys here, so not bad for 7 o'clock in the evening. Pretty typical nice weather. A little breezy with this low pressure that's spinning off the coast here. We got some gusts up to 30, almost 40 miles an hour in some parts of Nevada, even into parts of California, especially the southern half. Even a little bit into Utah and Arizona, although not quite as strong. But yeah, and then we even got the showers and some thunderstorms up here, and looks like what's that? South of Boise, and then what is this? Haley Friedman? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, someplace up there in Idaho, and showers all the way up here. So yeah, pretty active across the west with that low pressure and and what's happening. I'll go back to the satellite for a minute. You got the low pressure off the coast. And then you got little waves of energy, we call them short waves, coming through the atmosphere, helping to kick off this activity. Because we got kind of a broad southwesterly flow, which is real, it's favorable for convective or thunderstorm, shower and thunderstorm activity. So yeah, that's a good pattern for stuff like that to occur. All right, so we'll go back to the model here. In fact, let's do this a little backwards first than what we've been doing. So for tonight, just some general thunderstorms across parts of the central and southern plains down into Texas, through the overnight, early morning hours, even into New Mexico. There's a risk. There wasn't much up into Kansas or Nebraska or even much of Missouri, but I think overnight they're predicting maybe some more, at least showers, maybe some thunderstorms will develop late tonight into the overnight hours. So something to keep an eye on, nothing severe. So tomorrow, the storms will start to misbehave again, especially across West Texas and the eastern, side of New Mexico, and that extends up into Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, clips northwest Missouri, even parts of Iowa and southern Minnesota. So even eastern Colorado. So they'll have a marginal risk up here. So this is the best chance of West Texas, eastern New Mexico, especially southeast New Mexico. So that's for Saturday. So keep an eye on that. As you go into your Sunday, another threat out there, it'll shift just a little bit to the east. So the best risk will be across, the central part of Texas, near Austin. They might be on the edge. San Antonio might be on the edge of it, maybe just to the west of them. And then up into Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, not Tulsa, but, like Lawton, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma City, and then south central Kansas. The rest of this area will be marginal, so even Kansas City will be kind of on the edge. Des Moines will be in there, Omaha, Wichita, um, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Dallas, Fort Worth will be a marginal risk. So this whole area will have at least a risk of severe thunderstorms. This is for Sunday. Out west, you're still going to see some activity here across the northern Rockies down through northern California and northern Nevada, and then kind of outside of that along where you're going to have a lot of that southwesterly flow. There's even a chance of thunderstorms, the convective activity up all the way up through the Great Lakes and even clipping up into Minnesota and northern North Dakota. All right, so that's Sunday, and then we'll show you what's coming after that, just kind of a brief what they're thinking. So day 4, that's Monday, so the same general area, from southern Minnesota, Iowa, down through, the Omaha, Kansas City area into Wichita, Kansas, Oklahoma City, and down into parts of Texas. Dallas, Fort Worth might be on the edge of it. So, but, so same general area on Monday. As we go into Tuesday, once again, same part of Oklahoma and Texas. It shifts a little more north and east over here towards the Great Lakes and the Midwest. So that'll be Tuesday. That's as far as we'll go on the forecast. There's still a threat on Thursday for that, maybe just slightly to the east of there, and then after that is kind of so at least through Wednesday, it looks like a good shot of severe. It could go beyond Wednesday or Thursday. That's Thursday right there. So okay, hold on a second. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is Monday, Tuesday. Yes, through Wednesday. I'm sorry, I got a day ahead of us. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So through midweek, there's a threat of severe weather across the central part of the country. So something to keep an eye on as you make your plans and into early next week. So this is our current surface weather okay, our surface weather prognostication. So we got the front running from, like we said, Maine all the way down through, Kentucky into southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, and then back through here. So just a little bit of a front here. Just to tell you how much it changed, like for the Kansas City area. So yesterday it was in the mid to upper 70s, kind of a cloudy day and kind of a little bit humid. But last night, man, we had some pretty decent thunderstorms. Nothing severe, but it rained hard and got quite a bit of rain. It rained through a good, at least half the night, and had some lightning and thunder around bedtime or shortly thereafter. And by morning, we were down in the 40s, so it dropped 30 degrees. And through the day, it stayed mostly in the 50s. I don't think we got to 60 as a high. It stayed in the mid 50s, I think, all day. Maybe got to the upper 50s for a high. But yeah, so a good 20-degree drop with this front. So yeah, there was definitely some cold air with this, colder air, 20-degree drop. So, but it's going to rebound pretty rapidly through the weekend. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be back into the 70s here. Kansas City area. So anyways, that's just a side of what happened with this front here. So yeah. So yeah, so we got all this activity, and like I said, there's only a little bit of activity up here, but they're thinking later on, this goes through about midnight tonight. Over the next couple hours, this stuff, convective activity, showers and thunderstorms may be on the increase across Kansas as we go through the night. And yeah, as you go through the overnight hours, it almost starts approaching the KC area. So, parts of Nebraska, Kansas, even creeping towards Missouri. And it's still going on out here. I forgot to mention the west, so that's where that. So it's going to stay active out there overnight, especially in this general area. And then as you go through the afternoon on Saturday, it's going to pop up, especially through here, Colorado, parts of Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, you know, and then all the Northwest, including a good part of California, at least the northern two-thirds, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then this gets active again all through Texas, eastern New Mexico, all the way up into the central and northern plains. So, chance of showers and thunderstorms. So, this is kind of the remnants of the front. That's why you see some showers down here across southern Missouri, parts of Kentucky, northern Tennessee. So, but the front's kind of starting to wash out. Looks like maybe some leftover. They're showing some snow showers out there in the northern part of Maine, but maybe the temperatures will be too warm, but nothing big to be too concerned about. So that's Saturday. So as we go into Sunday, so we're going to kind of see ongoing stuff all the way overnight. So as we go into Sunday, this low out here in the west starts coming on shore, and that'll bring in the cooler air. The snow levels will drop. The Sierras will see some snow. The higher elevations probably above, I don't know, 7. Snow levels will probably be around 7, 8,000 feet. I'm just kind of guessing based on my meteorological experience and living out there and working out there. So Sunday, yeah, active. This was Saturday, so yeah. I was just going back and looking. So yeah, that activity kind of shifts east a little bit on Sunday, like we were talking about. So showers and thunderstorms extending all the way up into the Great Lakes and a little bit over into New York, it looks like. So, and then the rest is kind of up here in Canada. And as we go through Monday, so you kind of see it, you know, a little bit overnight, and it kind of decreases. And you got a low that's kind of, you see that it's moving across to Canada there mostly, or near the border. So by Monday, it's pushing another front across the northeast by Monday, and some showers here back through the Midwest, parts of Indiana, Ohio, northern Kentucky, and Illinois, and then some stuff out here. So showers and thunderstorms. This is where it kind of redevelops as we get into the evening and, you know, late afternoon through the evening and overnight hours. This is where you're going to see that severe threat. Looks like another front, actually another low pressure is developing in the plains, northern plains up northern Nebraska. And you're going to see kind of an increase in rain up here across the Great Lakes and Minnesota, even parts of the Dakotas, I guess. So that's for Tuesday. That thing will rapidly move east, and another low back here. So you kind of have two lows developing. So another low back here and over Wisconsin Tuesday evening, with more showers and thunderstorms to the south, like we talked about. We didn't say much about the west. So after Sunday, so that low pressure kind of moves north, mostly east, but north. But it weakens, but you still see some showers um, and some mountain snow, but not as widespread as it was, you know, Saturday and Sunday. And as you go into Tuesday, that's why that piece of energy came out and developed this low out here, and that's why you get all this precip. And it kind of just starts to dry out a little bit, except for the northwest. It looks like they got another system moving on shore on Tuesday out there. So yeah, so we'll just go through Tuesday. The big thing is showers and thunderstorms across the central part of the country, and same idea across the west, getting cooler, especially on Sunday and Monday out west, as that low pressure moves across the western part of the United States, and some mountain snow on especially Sunday and Monday. So all right, that's all I've got for you folks. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll try to get some more videos in this weekend. I appreciate y'all, and have a great one. Wixman Ray out.